Hello and welcome to my latest weekly newsletter. This week, January sales continue to go very well. We've got several pairs of Puma shoes left in stock. Some of those are even at half price, so come in and take a look at those. Still some pink shirts in as well. They're down to £20 and £25. Still got some clubs left as well. We've sold a couple of sets of irons and a couple of drivers, but we've still got some TaylorMade M4 driver on there for $229 and some Ping G drivers on there for $199 as well. So if you're in the market for new golf clubs, new shoes or new shirts, why not come in and take a look at our January sales, okay? Right, this week what we're going to do, we are going to put that new TaylorMade M5 and M6 to the test. We're going to compare it to my current TaylorMade M3 driver. I've put the settings both exactly the same. I'm going to hit 5 with my driver and then I'm going to put the shaft into the M5 and have a whack with that to see if all the technology that TaylorMade are speaking about has made a difference to their drivers. We'll also try it with the M6 as well. And also, on the back of last week, me mentioning that Titleist had such a great week at the Sony Open with more drivers in play than any other driver, we're also going to compare the TaylorMade against the new Titleist TS3 driver as well. Right, so let me hit a few with my driver to set the benchmark. Here we go. Right, now to try the TaylorMade M5. As we said last week, it's got the speed foam technology injected into it, way past the legal limit, and then the idea they're going to extract it via these screws to bring it back down to the legal limit. Okay, so it's a really hot driver. The Tour Pros have this kind of technology where they have every individual driver built to the legal limits, real specific bespoke custom fit drivers that are all at the legal limit, and that's one of the reasons amongst many that they hit it so far. So TaylorMade reckon the same technology goes into this. Every individual driver is customly built where they inject the resin in to past the legal limit, then extract it gradually until it gets to the very legal limit for that trampoline face technology. So let's see if it works. And now with the new TaylorMade M6, I'm not expecting this to go as far as the M5. It's not really set up for me because it's got a little bit more weight in the head, which is designed to get the ball a little bit higher, trajectory with a bit more backspin, which is not what I need. But let's give it a go and let's see what happens. It's the same technology with all the speed foam injected into the head and then taken out to bring it to its legal limit. Again, it's got my shaft in it, so we shouldn't have should be pretty good performing really. Let's have a go with it. So now with the new Titleist TS3, the one that's been causing such a stir on the USPGA Tour. So I've got a very similar shaft to that. Again, it's a hazardous Project X hazardous shaft, 6.0. So the comparison should be pretty good with the TaylorMade. Now let's see how it performs. Okay, let's take a look at results. Let's have a look at the numbers. Okay, so first of all, my TaylorMade M3 driver. Again, pretty good numbers throughout. Hitting some a little bit left, which is down to my golf swing, lack of practice there. But averaging 253 carry, 278 total. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Ball speed 148, so I was hitting it pretty solidly. Launching it at 13.5. Backspin is the key for me, 2,289. Average, that's pretty good for me. Longest drive, 284, albeit a little bit left. Now the M5. Ball speed 102.1, ball speed 148.1, very similar to mine, so not coming off the face any quicker. Launching a little bit lower, might have got a couple lower on the face. Backspin very much the same, not quite as high. Carrying in 254, 280 total average, so would suggest that the TaylorMade M5 is about 2 yards longer on my very brief experiment, okay? M6, we can see here the big number here is 2,586.
because of that weight in the back of the head, it's just spinning up that bit too much for my liking. That may suit some of you that are wishing to get it up in the air to get it carrying further. Ball speed a little bit down. Oh no, not far off, 101.9. So again, pretty fair comparison. Sorry, 147.8. Pretty fair comparison to these two here. But distance way down because of that backspin on the golf ball. 247 and 270 in total. Then with the Titleist, let's have a look at these. So again, ball speed very similar, 148, 147. Look at that, very, very similar ball speeds throughout. So that's a pretty good experiment. Launching a little bit higher, a little bit more backspin than I had with the TaylorMade. Carrying 253, 275 total. So just going a little bit high. That might have been down to the shaft actually. It's not quite the same shaft as I got. But certainly we can see there's not much difference between the lot of them, okay? So the M5 is slightly maybe 2 yards longer than my M3 in my rough estimation. But generally not a great deal of difference to the Titleist TS3, which to be fair was a long way behind the TaylorMade. The 917 was for me about 10-15 yards behind the TaylorMade as well, and truly caught up these days. And that's why it's been used on tour a lot more than it ever has been. So yeah, so what do we think to all that?
Well, it probably goes to show us that year to year technology doesn't change that much, okay? So as much as I'd like to sell you a whole new driver, if we only changed your driver last year or the year before, technology hasn't moved on that much, okay? Maybe 1 or 2 yards, which is probably why I work it out at. It's probably about 2 yards per year. Technology has made a difference, I reckon, on average. So if you last bought a driver 10 years ago, then you could definitely well worth a change. Yeah, you might find yourself 20 yards longer because of technology. But generally, 1 to 2 yards every year is about what we expect to gain. So 2 yards from last year is about right. Okay, so that's the club testing. Now, okay, next on the tour news, and it was great to see Shane Lowry back in the winner's circle. The Irishman won on Saturday, a Saturday finish out in Abu Dhabi. He beat Richard Sternay down the stretch. A topsy-turvy game. Lowry led by 3 with 18 to play. Sternay then led by 3 with 9 to play. And then Shane Lowry ended up coming through playing Srixon golf clubs and golf balls. Why is that relevant? Because come March we will have Srixon equipment in the shop. So this year we're bringing in Srixon. We've got the whole fitting kit in from the 1st of March along with their new clubs as well. Very excited about that. A slightly better price point, let's say, maybe than the TaylorMade and new Titleist stuff. Their drivers generally sit around the 349 mark, okay, which with the price increases that TaylorMade and Titleist have put on theirs, would be a fine, worthy option, I think. I'm also going to play Srixon golf clubs this year. I've never played Srixon golf clubs before, so I'm interested to see how they play. I'm expecting my own new set in anytime soon, so I'll let you know when they come in and let you know what they feel like. I've had a little go with them in practice, as in when the rep ball in the clubs, and they felt very, very nice. Certainly the mishits were going a long way with the Srixon driver, so I'll be interested to play that when it comes in. But yeah, I'm getting a whole new set of Srixon driver, fairway wood, irons, wedges, and a putter as well as a nice new door bag. So yeah, pleased, really excited for Srixon to become one of our brand stockists. Right, okay, next we'll move on to competition news. So in competition news, we'll go back to last Wednesday, Ladies Divisional Stableford, where Heather Harvey had a fine 35 points. Well done, Heather. I wonder if we got that pitching wedge into play. Heather had a lesson on the Tuesday before the Wednesday competition, trying to get her short irons, getting a little bit higher and a bit more accuracy. So we decided to get her using a pitching wedge, which she didn't use very often. And it looks like hopefully that's paid off. So well done, Heather, to you. 35 points, beating Jan Parsons into second on 29 in Division 1. Division 2, Vera Warnoff won with 29 points, beating Sheena Emmerich into second with 24. And Division 3, Terry Wilkinson won with 27 points. Well done, Terry, beating Rosemary Hodgkin by a point. On Thursday, the men had their midweek Stableford competition where Paul Plasson won with 38 points. Paul's playing very well at the moment. Well done, Paul. Bernie McKernan won Division 2 with 35 points. And in Division 3, Glenn Lark won with 31 points. Well done, Glenn. Tough day that was on Thursday, very cold wind. And then Sunday, the men had their monthly Stableford where Paul Platten again won with 36 points. Well done, Paul. Great golf. Beating Rob Allen into second on 35. Ryan Garvey won Division 2 with 39 points, beating Jeff Hall into second on 37 points. And in Division 3, Scott Watson beat Justin Nichols on Cat Back, both with 37 points. Well played, everybody there. So, upcoming fixtures for this week. You'll probably get this newsletter on Tuesday afternoon. So, on Wednesday the 23rd, the ladies have got their competition between 9 and half 11. On Thursday the 24th, it's a midweek Stableford. There is nothing on the 25th. There's a roll-up Stableford on the 26th. On the Saturday, and there's a roll-up Stableford on the 27th as well. Nothing on the Monday and nothing on the Tuesday. It's definitely winter, unfortunately. But if you want to improve your game, I'm still doing till the end of the month the winter MOT golf package. Come in, MOT your golf swing. Let's take a look at that. MOT the short game after that, and MOT your putting after that. A great time to go and get your golf game ready for the new season. Okay, so that's everything for this week. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye. Stop the press. Look what's just arrived. The new Ping G410 iron. Now, I don't know much about these, to be honest. I knew they were on the way, but yeah, literally just arrived through the door 5 minutes ago. How do they look? Well, they look very much along the same lines as the G400, maybe a bit more compact than the G400. Over the golf ball, the head certainly looks a little bit smaller and less offset as well. So, to me, a better looking golf club than the G400. They've also got a bit more technology involved as well. We've got a little screw-in weight there, which the G400 didn't have, but the i500 and the G700 have got those as well. I think that's something to do with spreading the technology a bit more to the toe, and I think there's a bit more weight in the heel as well, which allows a bit more technology into the middle of the club face, apparently. Anyway, I shall confirm details. I'm not entirely too sure. Like I say, I don't know too much about them. Ping keep things very, very secret until they actually send the clubs out, and then there'll be a big press release very shortly. But we have got all the fitting kit here, so if anybody wants to come in and try the G410 and get them pre-booked for when they are officially released, again, I'm not sure the release date yet. It's all very hush-hush. But yeah, please come and have a little play with these. Let me have a hit one. I'm dying to try it. Let's find out. So yes, like I say, looks very nice behind the ball. A lot less offset and quite a small head for a Ping as well. Let's see how it goes. Very high, as you would accept from a launching golf club. Oh my goodness, look at that. 168 carry, 181 total. Yeah, again, like most golf clubs these days, like most irons, they really do perform. That wasn't a particularly very good swing, wasn't a particularly very good strike, but it went 168 and it went off to the right, so it generally doesn't go that far when it goes to the right. So maybe we'll give this a proper testing over this week, and I'll let you know how I get on in the next week's newsletter. But yeah, the Ping G410. So I've got all the fitting kit here, all the different shafts. So if you're in the market for some new irons, or you just want to have a little play, please come in the shop and have a go at them. Okay, so that really is it now for this week. So thanks very much for watching, and like I said, I'll hopefully see you all soon.